Yeah, okay. Hello everyone. And today I want to continue again to practice speaking and reading in English. And for day 72, I want to bringing the topic about the documentation I was afraid to read. Hey Marcus, hey, can I ask you something? Sure, what's up? Do you actually read documentation? Of course I do. Even when you already know the framework, especially then. Really? Yes. I thought experienced developer didn't need documentation. It's a common misconception. Why? Because frameworks change. That's true, and nobody can remember everything. I often try to remember everything. That's exhausting. Sometimes I see Laravel documentation and feel overwhelmed. Why? There are so many pages. You don't have to read all of them. I don't know. Then how do you use documentation? I look for the information I need. So documentation isn't a textbook, not necessarily. It's more like a reference. Yeah, exactly. Let me give you an example. Go ahead. Yesterday I was working with a Laravel model. Okay, I wanted to create a relationship. What kind? One to many relationship. And what did you do? I tried to write it from memory. Did it work? No. What did you do next? I searched for examples online. That's good. But I still didn't understand why my code was wrong. That's the important part. What do you mean? Finding a solution is not the same as understanding the solution. So copying code isn't enough, exactly. Then what shall I do? Read the documentation, even if I already found working code. Yes, why? Because documentation explain the Instead behavior. How many framework experts expects you to use something? So random example might work, but they might not be the best approach. I understand. What if the documentation uses difficult English? That's normal. Sometimes I understand the code but not the explanation. That's actually a useful situation. Useful? Yeah, you're learning two things at once, programming and English. Exactly. So I shouldn't translate every sentence? Not necessarily. Why? Try to understand the general idea first, even if I don't understand every word. Yes. Then look up important words. Exactly. I usually stop when I see words I don't understand. That's understandable. What should I do instead? Ask yourself whether the word is important. How do I know? If you see it repeatedly, it's probably important. That's a good rule. Don't turn every sentence into a vocabulary exercise. What will take forever? Exactly. Can I ask you another question? Sure. How do senior developers remember so many comments? We don't. You don't? Yeah, not all of them. Then what do you remember? The concept, not the exact syntax. Sometimes I remember it, and sometimes I look it up without feeling embarrassed. Why would I be embarrassed? Because I thought good developers should know everything. Good developers know how to find things. That's Different. Yeah, it's very different. So if I forgot an artisan comments, look it up. If I forgot an eloquent method, look it up. If I forget how middleware works, look it up. If I forget a PHP function, look it up. You really don't mind saying look it up, do you? It's one of the most useful skills in programming. What about debugging? Same principle. Search the error message. Yes. Read the stack trace. Absolutely. Check the documentation. Yes. Test possible solution. Exactly. Sometimes I feel like searching for an answer means I'm cheating. Without you then, nobody, then why believe it? I guess I thought programmers were supposed to solve everything from memory. That's not realistic. Think about it that way, okay? If you're building a house, yeah, will you refuse to use a measuring tool because you should remember every measurement? It will be ridiculous. Exactly. Documentation is a tool, yes. Search engine are tools, yes. Debuggers are tools, exactly. I think I understand now. Good. The goal isn't to memorize everything. Correct. The goal is to understand what I'm doing, exactly, and know where to find reliable information when I need it. Now you've got it. One thing still bothers me. What's that? Sometimes I spend an hour solving something that could probably be solved in 10 minutes. Why? Because I'm afraid to ask for help. That's another common mistake. When should I ask for help? When you've made a reasonable attempt and you're stuck. So I shouldn't ask immediately, right? But I also shouldn't struggle for 5 hours alone. Exactly. What should I include when asking for help? Explain the problem, okay. Explain what you expected, okay. Explain what actually happened and so what I've already tried. Perfect. That makes the question much better. And it's so that you've already investigated. I think I use to see documentation as something for experts. It's actually the opposite. What do you mean? Documentation is one of the things that helps beginners become experts. It's a good way to look at it. So from now on, yes, I'm going to stop being afraid of documentation. Good. I'll read it when I need it. Oh, good. I'll try to understand instead of blindly copying. Excellent. I'll search when I forget something. Exactly. And I'll ask for help when I'm genuinely stuck. This is a solid approach. Can I ask one final question? Go ahead. What's one thing every beginner programmer should remember? Don't be afraid of not knowing. Why? Because not knowing is temporary. As long as I keep learning easily and keep asking questions, yes, and keep reading, yes, and keep building exactly one concept at a time. Yeah, one concept at a time. One bug at a time. Yeah, one bug at a time. One page of documentation at a time. Yeah, of course, one page at a time. And then one project at a time. Yeah, especially then one project at a time. Thank you for watching and see you in the next time.